what you want, be what you want, have what you want, be what you want.
Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM. Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Game over.
A bit of a multitasker is what I have to be this evening. I'm watching the cricket, England versus South Africa. It's a big one for South Africa. There's 19 overs. This is the last over, in fact. This is the last over. We've kept a run rate of 814. We're 160 for 6. 2 balls to go till the end of our betting session. Then we have to wait to see if we can defend it. I'm just going to talk you through it, but also there's a game currently underway that we're going to be talking you through it as well. It is Poland versus Austria. It's 0-0 after 7 minutes have been played. And at the moment, let's see what's going to happen. Oh, we survived a run out there. 1 more ball to go. South Africa sitting at 162, most likely to get to just about 165 before our innings is over. Not a bad week at that. I mean, 165 is something that we can defend. It's something that we can defend. England, they've been good. They've been good, so I wonder. Jeffrey Archer is the man with the ball at the moment. He's got 3 for 39 in the 3.5 overs that he's bowled, with his last ball to come now to make it a complete 4 overs. Let's just take a look at that one there as it goes. Ooh, we didn't get what we wanted out of that. We're just going to get a single out of that. Are they going to try to go for the double? It's not. 163 for 6 is what South Africa are on 0-0 in the Euros. The big game to come this evening when the Netherlands play France. 10 after the hour 6. It's a Friday. So as you know it, it's Podcast Friday! That does mean the gents are here. There's a lot to talk about. There was Swallows during the week. There was Rodney Ramagalera. There's, of course, our midfielder of... what do we call it? The best midfield, yeah?
Yeah.
I think it's the best midfield. So we picked the best goalkeeper and we picked the the best defense last week. We're going to pick the best midfield in the PSL 11 that we've been putting together here. So Nadim is here, Pro Pilan is here, Mark is here. I can't wait to hear Mark's views when it comes to all things Moroka Swallows, because he's a former player of Moroka Swallows, and I'm pretty sure I've heard some stories about Mark and Moroka Swallows. So we'll go there as well. But also there's playoffs that just ended. Richards Bay, welcome back to the DSTV Premiership. And on the other hand, it's playoffs to welcome 2 teams into the NFD, the Mutsipe Foundation Championship as well. There's a lot to talk about, man. Let's take a break.
Dad, my shoes are too small.
Mom, I need that textbook. The car isn't starting again.
Sometimes you need to help the people you love, but who's there to help you? Get credit for the expected and the unexpected when applying for the FNB Aspire credit card when you earn 5,000 Rand or more a month. With the personalized interest rate, access to rewards, discounts, and debt protection, all from 45 Rand a month. Credit is subject to qualifying criteria. FNB is a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized FSP credit provider, NCRCP 20. T's and C's apply.
Score big with Hollywood Bets. Bet 50 Rand or more pre-match on any T20 Cricket World Cup game to stand a chance to win your share of 75,000 Rand plus a share of 25,000 Rand in-play betting prizes. T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counseling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
The new Galaxy A series celebrates those who only do awesome. Love being on your favorite social media sites viewing awesome video content? Then you'll love the Galaxy A35 5G. Its large vision booster display will take your viewing from to awesome in one touch of the screen. And whether you're viewing by the poolside or the bush side, you can chill because it's also water and dust resistant. Samsung Galaxy A series. Awesome is for everyone.
Podcast Friday on Sports Night Amplified with Ndile on Metro FM. Powered by SABC Sport.
Welcome to it. It's 13 after the hour 6 on the Mighty Metro FM. There has been a goal scored. Poland have scored. It's 1-0 after 10 minutes have been played in the Euros. Remember, also, Copa is on. The Copa America is on.
Yo, it's
It's
brilliant.
a feast, eh? The Copa's on. Argentina were playing Canada. 2-0 is how that ended, Argentina beating Canada.
Yeah, I know. They still look like the best team that won the World Cup. They are very, very strong.
For Argentina?
Argentina, watch it. And Messi, Messi is like, I don't know when he's going to slow down. He was just brilliant again yesterday. So people are always angry when he wins this match awards. But if you can take...
But he can't win it this year, even if he wins the Copa.
No, I'm just saying...
Wouldn't be enough.
You can't say this thing's a popular contest. It depends. Journalists are the one who vote.
It would be thievery. It would be like when Modric won it.
But even the last one, the one Messi won.
Yeah, thievery as well.
Exactly. But
I don't count it.
You can't say you can't win it. You can win it.
Don't count it. 13 after the hour 6. That's Nadim there that you're hearing. Nadim, of course, has got what do we call it, Nadim? Well, the movement. It's got a movement happening on Facebook of a football community that is speaking and discussing all things football. How do people reach it?
Yeah, it's on my Facebook page, Andy. It's Nadim Lukele. That's it.
Nadim Lukele. Go there. Conversations carry on and start on that day. It's going to one day be a very big podcast. Right now, though, it's a small community that's starting on Facebook. Mark?
Great to be here once again. I've missed you guys. I've missed seeing Nadim face to face. I want to deal with him today.
Not the only one.
I want to deal with him today, face to face.
You saw the Helman Kelele's Kosafa team.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, obviously, the challenge is, again, club versus country in this one. A lot of teams are starting their preseason this coming week, and they want to get the ball rolling in a good note. And so I think maybe a lot of players there that Coach Hellman would have wanted to be part of his squad. But I still believe that there's so much ability, so much talent. The squad that is selected, I still believe is good enough to do the job. I'm excited to see someone like Jaden Rhodes. He's been fantastic, one of the young players of the season, I think, this past season. And he'll get a chance to show himself in national team colors. I think he missed out on junior national teams. And so it'd be great to see him in the Bafana gear.
Can I tell you, my biggest disappointment with this, and I understand it. I understand that, especially Kaizer Chiefs, they've got a new technical team coming in. They've got a new coach coming in. He wants to see every single player. Even as a player, you don't want to be away when that is happening. You want to be there from day one when he gets there. Orlando Pirates going away to Spain. Nobody wants to miss out on that. You know, Sundowns, I can imagine they would have said, hey, maybe not. You know, our players need the rest because of the amount of games they would have played. I get it, the teams that didn't release, because those 3 teams don't have players in their team. But I would have loved to see Samkelo Zwane. I would have loved to see Samkelo Zwane.
To be honest with you, if you had to ask Samkelo what he would choose right now, playing the CASAFA Cup or going and being with the Kaizer Chiefs team and impressing the new incoming coach, I think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, you want to be at home.
It's a no-brainer. And yes, I mean, it would be great to see him. I think he's a great talent. But the reality is everyone at Chiefs at the moment is fighting for their jersey. They're going to have to really show themselves to the new technical team and make sure. Because if we look at it, he hasn't played this past season. He was, I mean.
I love that boy. I love him. I love him. I love the talent that is Samkelo Zwane. 16 after the hour 6. And of course, coming back, it is off season. So we've also gotten him on loan from Amazulu. Pro Pilane joins us, Amazulu spokesperson, SABC Sports researcher. Pro.
Good evening, good Andile. Good evening to Mike, and good evening to the Facebook sensation, Unatim. Good evening to all the listeners of this number of sports show in South Africa.
Hey, listen, you've been watching these ABC promotions to the MFC, which is from the lower divisions, the SAFA lower divisions, to the first division, which is then the former NFD, now the Mutsibe Foundation Championship. 2 teams have come to us. I saw Kruger United, Kruger from Mpumalanga. I saw Highbury from the Eastern Cape as well.
Obviously, as the SABC, it's our job to ensure that we cover all games, especially the games that are important, that contribute so much to the development of South African football. And the ABC Mutsibe National Playoffs have been nothing but a great entertainment for me. From a football perspective, I see teams that are well organized, teams that are playing well, teams that are planning well as well. Even though the fixture congestion is not favorable to the players, but we've seen a great deal of talent. South Africa's players with talent. Congratulations, of course, to Highbury at the Eastern Cape. This is a team that arrived last for this competition. And it looks like they're going to be the last man standing because they are so well organized with Coach Kabelo Sibiya. We know him from TS Sporting in the NFD before, and congratulations as well to Ikuka Mpumalanga. They've played very well in the competition, and it's going to be an interesting final. Hard luck to Injambela Yagwanongo, my KZN. We were crossing fingers with KZN will have another MFC team, but congratulations to the team that made it through. Yeah, no, but you know what was funny for me is that all the teams were going to one goalpost, and I don't know why. So maybe we need to do an investigation after Ifayel put Andile when we get there, because we couldn't do my interviews last year in Maruspe because you know what happened. But I hope this time around we'll be able to do my interviews, and we'll find out from the teams why all the teams were going to the same goalpost to put something there.
Listen, very quickly, before we begin the show, there's a player that has just risen from the ashes and is one of the most popular players in the KZN and slowly in the country at the moment. I didn't know who he was. Umpopo.
Umpopo is a sensational. One of the best discoveries that we found as South African football community. And we spent a lot of time watching him in the ABC Municipal League in the Eastern Cape and playing for a team called Isnenkani. He's a goal-scoring machine. If you remember Utara Fanteni, how he came into fame and how he joined Ajax Cape Town, he comes with the same reputation as Utara Fanteni of Ajax Cape Town of old. But we are crossing fingers that we are hoping for the best for him, and we hope that he's not going to put himself under pressure. He's going to enjoy playing in the DStv Premiership and continue to do what he does best.
How old is he?
It's so unfortunate that he's been discovered at the age of 28 to play in the DStv Premiership.
That's a norm. That's unfortunate.
28?
In our football, that's a reality. That is a norm.
No, guys, not 28. I mean, at 20, Teko was what, 24?
28, I mean, even that, if you're saying Teko was discovered at 24.
Well, not discovered at 24, but I think he hit...
When he made it to the top flight, it was at, 24 years old?
But 28, pro, you've never played football, I mean, from ABC straight to the PSL at 28.
At 28. It's so unfortunate with Andile that, in South Africa, we take too long to discover these players because we are so focused sometimes in recruiting the players from the foreign market when these boys are around and available for us and to help our teams. And I'm happy for the boy that he finally made it to the PSL, but I'm sad at the same time because he's been discovered 8 years too late. And but I hope it's not going to be too late. I hope that he's going to utilize the time that he has and is going to deliver. He's not going to put himself under pressure. Unfortunately for him, because of his age, he does not have time to settle and to find his feet. He needs to hit the ground running, and I'm hoping that he's going to show South Africa what he's good at and what he's capable of.
And again, that's the question now, because we speak about him as a boy, as a youngster. He's definitely young to the top flight, but does he have time? Does he have the latitude to? I mean, they're going to throw him in, and if he doesn't deliver, is it someone you can be patient with at 28, like we're saying? Can you be patient with him?
And
can you give him the time
to
grow? And it's so sad. And those are the realities we face in this country.
I'm not going to let Nadeem say anything here. It's 21 up to the hour 6. Let's go straight into one of the first conversations we're going to have, because there is many conversations we're going to be having here today. All of them, all football related and top stories. But let's begin perhaps with the sale of Moroka Swallows. We now know that it sits with the PSL executive to make a decision on it. Marumo Gallant could be coming back. They are the ones that have gone into bed with Moroka Swallows in order to acquire the team and the status, and they come back, and then Moroka Swallows find a way, or maybe start all over, or whatever the decision they're going to make is. But Moroka Swallows will cease to exist by all accounts by the time the next season does begin. Let's hear from Panyaza Lesufi, who was on the show last week, to make some clarifications.
If you can track our support base, people that are paying membership fee of Swallows, they're 17. So we never got the numbers of the people that said they're supporters of Moroka Swallows. And that, by extension, it means that if a sponsorship needs your supporters base, you can't provide that supporters base, because it's embarrassing, the numbers. That if you check the attendance at the game, it's embarrassing. It's not the numbers that you need. Mm-hmm. And if you check also the support that you need to get on extra revenue things like your jersey, replica jerseys and all this. If I can show, I'm not convinced what kind of a business will continue to succeed when you have to pay almost 200,000 to host a soccer match and you've got 11,000 from your revenue.
That is the former president of Moroka Swallows and the premier of Gauteng, Panyaza Lesufi. But he didn't stop there. He went on to speak about the efforts that they endured in trying to save the club, but also giving, a heads up and taking his hat off and nodding to David Mukhashwa, who he says has been just outstanding at trying to keep the club up. He doesn't know how he's done it for 4 years. Have a listen.
We've done everything to restore this team, but unfortunately, there are things that are beyond our control that need to be attended, and Mr. Mukhashwa tried his level best to manage these things. People can point fingers, people can shout the way they want to shout. Reality is that if you miss one game by not paying players, there is a judgment already by the PSL. The team will be expelled.
So that's where they were sitting at. They were sitting at a position of a rock and a hard place. Let me start with you here, Pro. Supporters and those that put their money in through the crowdfunding source, who put in 275,000 of the millions that was needed. The club needed between 200 and 300,000 to run for every single home game. They were only making 11,000. They were averaging 50 fans a game, even when they were playing Category A games, which is a Pirates, a Sundowns match. That's what they were averaging.
It's the reality of South African football, but Andile. As long as a team doesn't have a sponsor that's going to pump in money, we are going to see a lot of teams like Swallows coming out. It's just that other teams are able to keep their matters in private, and they are able to deal with their matters in their respective corners. But believe me, if you can give more chairmen an opportunity to speak, they can speak exactly the same language that Swallows FC is talking about, or Moroka Swallows is talking about. It's difficult to run a PSL franchise, and it's still going to be difficult for a lot of clubs as long as they don't get sponsors, as long as they don't get support from local municipalities. We are still going to see a lot of teams struggle to stay afloat in the next season.
You're making me worry now. Kholil.
Yeah, I'm well taken off.
Okay.
The team is well taken off, so we are safe. We are fine.
Mark, for those that put in money, the 275,000 rands, the gentleman that was here, he put in 12,000 rands. They're saying we'll give you your money back and we'll give it to you with interest, is what Panyaza Lesufi committed to. But the fans still feel aggrieved. One, lack of communication. Two, why are you selling the club?
Well, I think the reasons for selling the club are quite clear, and maybe there could have been a bit more transparency in how things happen. I don't think they owed them that necessarily, but I think it would have been nice just to give them a heads up and say, look, this is the situation. The club is not sustainable as things are being done. And so we have to, unfortunately, sell the club. And yes, when you look at, all the facts that, the Premier has stated, they were forced into this decision, really. When you look at it, I think the Premier is probably one of the youngest, or the oldest, youngest, I should say.
Hey, make a decision.
No, that's the thing with, and even when I was a
The
player
oldest
there,
or youngest what?
when I was a player there, the support base.
Oh.
When you look at the support base, he's an ardent Swallow supporter.
He is.
But he's probably one of the youngest supporters out there, because the reality
The lady
is,
that called in was how old? 66. The gentleman that was in the studio in his 60s as well. So, yeah.
So those are the realities. It's almost, I don't want to say a dying brand, but are there any young Swallow supporters? Are there any young people who would back this club and try and raise up the club? I don't think there is, and unfortunately, this is where they are headed. And again, will they be revived in future? We don't know, but I can fully understand why they've had to take this decision.
Nadim doesn't agree with a lot of what we've just said, but bear in mind, Panyaza Lesufi says maybe perhaps we should have done and could have done better in communicating to particularly, not the fans as much, but particularly to those that do hold some shares of the club from the crowdfunding.
Yeah, of course, they should have told them that who are deciding to sell the team. They were wrong in doing so. If during the time when they were crowdfunding, they involved the fans, even though they raised 285,000, but they raised something. When you're selling the team, just tell the fans, okay, we made this decision. We all know how difficult to run a PSL team. All of us, people, even Mike Mkwena once said, the owner of Free said, running a PSL team is like an expensive hobby. We know how difficult it is. It's very, very expensive. The 2 million grant that is gotten from the PSL is not good enough to run the teams. Paying the coaches, flights and accommodation and all those kind of things. It's extremely expensive. It's said that Swallows is coming to an end because the way it is, the most painful thing with Swallows is that Panyaza did indicate that they've got more than 5 sponsors. All of them were declined. That's the most painful, because you can't blame the management and say they didn't do enough. If they got 5 sponsors, all of them were declined, then you feel like, okay, what should they do? The best thing they have to say. That's where they are now. But we hope Swallows maybe will bounce back. I don't know how, because we know that the team that is a rich history of South African football. Panyaza was also fighting to restore the brand of Swallows, because the same thing now is going to change it to going to become another name. It was going to be easier and better if whoever buys will buy Swallows as it is and run it as it is. But now you are moving the team somewhere and buying it. Yeah, it's one of those things.
Breaking news as well that just come through. Xola Mlambo has been ordered by the PSL DRC to pay TS Galaxy 120,000 after he claimed earlier on this year, he was on the show, that Sead Ramovic forced him out. Think about that. Let's take a break.
Come on. The young people of 76 took to the streets to make their voices heard.
It was like a war. They were shooting live bullets. We were picking dead bodies. We were all afraid, but we wanted to fight on.
How will you let your voice be heard?
I still have a dream.
Metro FM. Celebrating the leaders of tomorrow, today. Sports Night Amplified with Ndile on Metro FM.
Omar Katuba. Nigeria in the qualifiers have not been great.
Look at how they appointed a coach. He was so hasty, and then they appointed a guy who really did not know what it means to coach the Super Eagles.
Who's this? Finidi George?
Finidi was poor. I said it from day one after he managed 2 friendly games, but they went ahead to appoint him, and 2 matches later, they fired him. Came in May, went in June. It feels like a quickly.
Oh, Omar. Listen, Victor Osimhen, he was spitting fire. I want to play a little bit of that here.
Osimhen this, Osimhen that. When I don't want to let my name rest on our mouth. Now the talk nonsense.
Put it into context for us.
The coach was saying somewhere, not in the news, somewhere, that he will not beg Victor to play for Nigeria.
So the coach went and spoke about how he doesn't basically believe that Victor's injured.
Yes.
6 to 7 p.m. Sports Night Amplified with Ndile on Metro FM. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sports.
Do you know what the heck is? 1830 on the Mighty Metro FM. You know, if you think the arguments that happen on air with Nadim are something, you must hear the ones that happen off air. My goodness, I don't know why I don't have the grey hairs. We'll get more on that story, of course, when Super Journo does come on to break it to us a little bit further. The other big story, and I worry about this one. I really worry about this one. It is, of course, the fact that Kaizer Chiefs have finally got their man. The story, according to Super Journo, is they had to release him and pay something to Morocco in order to have him come to South Africa, and he's getting his own backroom staff, including Fernando da Cruz, who's set to arrive anytime in the next couple of days if he hasn't already, to start now looking and assessing the Kaizer Chiefs players, and Nabi is going to be here. The excitement in and around Nabi, and yes, he's done well where he's been. He's done well in Morocco, he's done well in Tanzania, but I feel like people think it's one of those pills like that fix everything, headache gone pills now. Nabi, a good coach by all accounts, bringing his backroom staff. According to the story on SABC.com written by Mazula Mole for the Super Journo, he will have an influence on what players leave and what players come in as well. But surely it's not a quick fix.
Most definitely, with Andile. Congratulations to Kaizer Chiefs for finally landing Coach Nabi. And congratulations to the fans as well, because they've been crying for Coach Nabi since last season. But it's going to be an interesting one for him to come into this league and to battle out with the coaches that have been around the league. And if you look at the foreign coaches that are in the league, I think it's only Jose Ribeiro that has been able to win trophies. The rest have been finding it difficult to even win 3 games in a row. So it's going to be interesting for him to see whether he's going to take Chiefs back to his former glory, or he's going to continue the trend where they struggle to even win 3 games in a row. But for me, the biggest challenge for him would be to take Kaizer Chiefs off number 10 and move them to number 9 or above. That is the biggest challenge for him. And we wish him all the best, and we'll definitely meet him in the tunnel.
Nadim?
The thing with Nabi is not announced yet by Kaizer Chiefs. Last year, we all thought he was coming, didn't come. Now, of course...
I don't know who's we all. We didn't.
No, but...
We said he wasn't coming.
Okay, but it looks like he was coming. Even now, he has not been confirmed by Kaizer Chiefs. But if they get him, again, I agree with Pilani. It's going to make Chiefs, cement their top 8 position. If they get the kind of players, because they need like a lot of reinforcements, Kaizer Chiefs, if they support him it's not a quick fix all. It's not like when he comes, automatically Chiefs is going to win the league or win a trophy. They still need to support him and add more players. But if they get him with the kind of material that he will need to have at Kaizer Chiefs, I think Chiefs will improve from what they were, because it's been a disaster for the past 2 years, especially this season. I think this is safely the worst season in Kaizer Chiefs history. I don't remember a Chiefs team struggling so bad. There was a time where they will be out of top 8, but not playing so bad and poor. You just know when they play now that if they win, you get shocked. What happened to the other team? The lineup, was it correct? The refereeing, you checked everything. But Nabi, I think, is going to improve the team to a respectable position, provided they add at least 5 quality players.
I'll tell you what, in the Super Journo, I believe. I mean,
no, I'm not doubting.
All in. You are.
No, I'm not doubting that it's coming. But
no, I agree with that.
I can't confirm, because contracts, they can stop in the last minute. What are you going to say? Are you going to say you no longer believe
in? No, it's signed.
Are you going to say it's no longer
believe in? I'm saying it's signed.
I know there are lots of people who are saying it's coming. I'm saying once it comes, he's going to improve Kaizer Chiefs. But for now, up until Chiefs announce him, it is what it is.
He's signed. He's coming. Talk to me, Mark. No. I'm with my Super General. I know you're listening. I'm with you.
We're not disputing that. I think, like Nadim, I just want that official statement. I just want that from the club itself as well.
Zungu's gone. He said it, right? Are you going to wait for Sundowns to say he's gone for you to believe it?
That's all we say. We're just waiting for the announcement. Official announcement.
Fine, Mark. We're listening.
But yeah, I think obviously there's no such thing as a quick fix. And I think I said it a couple of weeks ago. For me, the culture within the club is something that was a big worry for me. That winning mentality, that drive to win, that will to win, that, it's almost like I had a feeling that people were just happy to be there and wearing the badge. But there was no sense of achievements, no drive, no will to really push above and beyond. And that for me is one thing that's going to be the major challenge, to change the current culture within the club, because it almost seems like people are just happy to be at Chiefs. What is their ambition beyond that? Is there an ambition to really go out and be the premier club in the country? I think that's kind of been missing for a while. And so that for me is going to be interesting, how we fix that. So the mentality of the team is going to be the first, stumbling block, or the major challenge that the coach is going to face. And so it'll be interesting to see how quickly he can turn that around for me.
Well, let's see how it all goes. It's 18:35. Let's move on to the other thing that was obviously Richards Bay staying up. Vusimuzi able to keep them up. Morgan Mamila annihilated in that final. Literally was. I mean, it wasn't even a contest, was it, in that final? Baroka not showing up for Tuks, who were hoping that Baroka would at least put up a fight. Mark?
Yeah, I mean, there were so many permutations coming into that final game. I must say this has been one of the more entertaining playoffs that we've experienced in recent years.
Entertaining
in terms of the football. I watched, quite a few of the games. Tuks against Baroka, again, Richards Bay, this final game now. So from an entertainment perspective, from the quality of football we saw, I love the fact that with Tuks we saw two completely contrasting brands of football going head to head. And so from that perspective, for me, it was entertaining. But the reality is I still feel that it is a flawed system, and the team coming from the Premiership is always going to have a distinct advantage. And so it's something I feel has to be reviewed. And when you look at the way that final game was played, it just begs the question, like, is it really fair to have a Premiership team up against two lower division teams in that playoff? And so that's the question for the ages, and I think it's going to be an ongoing debate, but I think it's something that needs to be revisited.
Yeah, of course, we know that the system, it looks like it favors the PSL team because they're better players. They're getting a grant that is way better than the NFD. You always feel sorry for them because in the last 5 seasons, only one PSL team that was relegated in the playoffs, which was Maritzburg United last season. Again, we know the reason why they were relegated. It's because Fadlu David has already gotten an offer somewhere. The owner felt that he was rushing to... But the system, the way it is always going to favor PSL teams, the way it seems now. You feel sorry for a team like Amatax, who have done so well. They even drew with Sundowns in the Netherlands Cup. Then they lost on penalties. Then Baroka, they were trying... You just feel sorry, but it is what it is. We can congratulate Richards Bay for staying and Vusimuzi Vilakazi for coming there and rescue that team, because Kaitano Tembe nearly sent them straight to NFT.
One thing also that is distinct when it comes to the level, the difference in levels, there's still an age, you have to play under 23s in the NFD. And that alone speaks to, there's a huge gulf, because your squad is composed of young players purely because you're forced to do so in the league. And so it's a distinct disadvantage to have that matchup.
But besides
but not for the playoffs, because Richards Bay also had younger players. Langam Shongo, the Mbutsumas, they are all 23 and younger.
I think he's speaking about the composition of the squad.
The composition of your squad.
During the season in the NFT, there's has to be under 23 Pilani. You know that. So you can't now change and say in the last 3 games, then the squad you can play whoever. The composition of the squad is usually younger players. But
what I'm saying is, Richards Bay had exactly the same concept when it comes to their squad. They had more younger players in their team.
But Pilani, if you look at it, the premier young players, are they playing in the NFD? The best young players in the country, are they playing in the NFD? No, they're not. The best young players in the country are all scattered around the PSL and playing, and that's no disrespect to young players in the NFD, but the reality is your premier young players are all in the PSL. And so what is the quality, of if you are a team in the NFD, you want at least 10 under 23 players to make sure that you have healthy competition amongst them. Is that the best under 23s in the country? No, they're not. And so that's the reality. That's the composition of your squad, and that's what you have to go to playoffs with.
We've got a lot to get through, so let's leave this one here. I mean, it's one that we're going to be speaking about every season until there's some sort of review on it. Let's go to Chippa United. Chippa United have released no less than 16 of their players and 2 additional players who are on loan returning to their teams, and that would be Umudise as well as Goodman Mosele. The rest is players like Mapolis, Mayo, not Kanyisa, but Kanyisile Mayo, Luvuyo Memela, he goes as well. Roscoe Peterson, he's out of there. Siabonga Ntlapo's out of there. Spelo Lutuli, Darren Johnson, and Dwandwe. And Dwandwe is out there. And one name that sticks out for me when I looked at this list, and it was just such a big name, was Andy Lembenyane, also out of Chippa United.
Yeah, it shows that Chippa has been good to Mbia, especially Roscoe Peterson and Mbiyane. They were in the team when they in NFD, before they were even in the NFD. So they've been there. Chippa Penguins has been loyal to them. Maybe they are trying to reinforce, and because they see this team has not been good enough, they're trying to get a stronger team. We can't fault them because the players that they've released is not mainly players that we can say they've been regularly, with the exception, of course, their captain, Peterson. But I honestly feel that maybe they know what they're doing because they're always fighting relegation, Chippa. Maybe they are changing a strategy where they want to be in the top 8. But of course, we always feel sorry for so many players who are released. We know that some of them will get teams, some of them will not be signed. But the Chippa United, it looks like the owner is always unhappy when he's not releasing or doing something. But we just wish them well, those players.
Yeah, those unfortunate realities that come with football. There's no right time. And I think players need to start equipping themselves, start preparing themselves for these eventualities. How do you prepare for this? You have to anticipate it. For me, I know I was one where my career just ended like at the drop of a hat. In the final.
Just like that, gone.
Just like that. So those are realities of the game, and so that's why it's so important for players to make sure that they are prepared for these eventualities. Do you want to see yourself going down to the lower levels? Are you prepared to go take a step down to help the lower levels, or whatever the case may be? But ultimately, everyone, your destiny should be in your own hands. Don't put your destiny ever in the hands of any club. Make sure you've got plans to secure yourself.
Let me bring it to you differently here, Pro. You look at these players, the 16 that I've mentioned. Is there a player there that you're thinking, gee whiz, his phone must be ringing off the hook right now with people wanting to sign him?
Definitely Spelele Lutuli and Azola Ntabo. I think those 2 players, I was shocked to see their names. I do feel they still deserve a chance to play in the DSTV Premiership. Spelele Lutuli is one of those good number 10s. You can also play on the wing. Untabo is a very good left back, if I'm not mistaken. And these are the players that I feel the Chippa maybe it's not only football reason that they are letting them go. And I do feel Highbury FC, as they have been promoted to the Mosepe Foundation, maybe they will benefit by getting some of these players and boost their squad.
All right, it's exactly 18:43. Let's take a break. When we come back, who for you guys has been? We're playing. What are we playing? A 4-4-2, yeah. So the best, you gave us the best 4 defense.
4-3-3.
4-3-3.
Yeah, I prefer it.
You'll give us your best midfielders when we come back.
Sports Night Amplified with Ndile on Metro FM.
Joining us on the line is Samuel Kapate, who's a Black Leopards manager at the time that contract was drafted and given to Rodney Ramagalela. I just want to play the clip that we have from that conversation I had with Rodney Ramagalela.
Ramagalela never had money. When you're playing for Black Leopards, remember you're getting 2,500 rand.
2.5, is it a month or a game?
A month.
Chifuya TDL also joining us.
You asked him if he's got money, and he says no. I was earning 2.5 at Black Leopards.
Samuel
Ramagalela was earning 5,000, and it went on. We get that promotion. Ramagalela's contract was upgraded to 25,000.
You also asked him to say you've never had $1 million. I can tell you when he came back to Black Leopards was not earning less than 100,000. If you take 100,000 multiply it by 12, it's 1.2 million.
Rodney wants to come on.
I'm not blaming anyone for my situation, and it's not because I misused my money.
6 to 7 p.m. Come on. The young people of 76 took to the streets to make their voices heard.
It was like a war. They were shooting live bullets. We were picking dead bodies. We were all afraid, but we wanted to fight on.
How will you let your voice be heard?
I still have a dream.
Metro FM. Celebrating the leaders of tomorrow, today.
Everybody knows.
With over 3 decades in the game,
Now listen.
it's now a different playing field.
What it is.
Don't touch that dial. Metro FM, it's where you want to be.
All right, here we go. Call Metro FM now on 0860 002160.
Very quickly, I mean, the other big conversation, and this is where we cover things like those rumors. Pilani, Jabulo Ngobo at Kukune, do you think it's a good fit?
I'm not sure about Andile, but it looks like Kokun is restructuring a lot, and I don't know what they are playing, and I don't even know who's their coach. So I don't know whether he will fit or not.
I mean, he's staying on the fence there. He's not answering that. Mark, you?
No, but he's saying he doesn't know who's their coach.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm asking, do you think he's going to be a good fit there?
It's difficult to say. It's always going to be difficult to say. I'm going to be very firmly on the fence there as well.
He
definitely is a top defender. He was a defender of the season.
That's my guy. Never on the fence.
He was a defender of the season before he joined Kaizer Chiefs.
At Swallows, yeah.
At Swallows. So at one point in time, he was part of the Bafana squad. I don't think he can just become a bad player overnight. If he joins Kukune, we have seen that Cardoso played his best football. Jima, even Villagaz. I mean, now he's going to Cape Town City, the former Bafana player again. You can see they can improve players. They are getting things right there with coach or without a coach. I mean, we did say last week to sign players, you don't need to have a coach. So for me, I feel like even
we didn't agree. Don't say we did say. Say
no.
Did say.
No, some of us we did say.
No, Jim, you did say.
Okay, yeah. For me, it doesn't matter if there's a coach or not coach. If the management and the technical team they feel that it's deserved to be, I think it's a good one. It's good enough, even to at Kaizer Chiefs.
Mark, let me come to you.
But what's going to happen if Atas Zwane is to be announced as a coach?
No, he won't be announced.
No, I'm asking.
No, but I'm answering you that he won't be announced as Kukune coach.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Mark, your best midfielders this season. Who for you? I mean, we're talking about the PSL Awards this Sunday, yeah? For you, who would you think rightfully so, whether they're nominated or not, should have been at least within a mention here? I'm not sure whether you're playing a 4-4-2 or 4-3-3. But who's your best midfielders?
We'll go with Nadim's 4-3-3, and I think for me, if I look at a composition of a squad I'd make up, Jaden Adams, Tebogo Mokoena, and Allende. That's my midfield three.
Okay, Nadim, that's an interesting midfield three because Allende didn't feature when we're speaking about the best players in the midfield in the country when we're talking about the awards. But his name come up now. No Barnes though. Go on.
Yeah. Masong, I like him. I think he's 10 goals, 12 assists this season. It's been his best season in the Premier Soccer League. Jaden Adams, again, has been brilliant. That's why he was part of the national team. Then the king of them all is Tebogo Mokoena. He might have played 16 games in the league. I still believe he's the best midfielder in South Africa. So if you are saying the best players in the PSL, midfielder Tebogo Mokoena has to be there.
No Zwane, no Mujela?
Zwane, no.
No Mufokeng?
Mufokeng, but you said 3 and you didn't say 10.
No, but
you're still going to put him in? Is he still coming?
Possibly.
Okay.
I mean, there's a front three.
Pro?
Mark just looked at my notes and then he used my 3. Definitely, without a
I know you. You're going to throw in a Mujela in there.
No, not by any chance. Tebogo Mokoena, my fellow Allende, Jaden Adams, those are the 3 best midfielders we had this season in South Africa.
Hey man,
we must be very clear when you speak about midfielders because that's, again, we speak about positions are kind of a thing of the past now with the way the modern player plays, where you have to play multiple positions. But I think the 3 doesn't include, you speak about Mojela and you speak about Mofokeng. They're attackers. They're not midfielders. They considered a 100%. Winger. A winger now is considered an attacker.
Yeah, so he can play a Shalulile with the 2 of them,
so
and it makes a.
Mojela is not a midfielder by any stretch of the imagination. He's very much an attacking player. So he's a striker or a winger, and so I don't think he fits into the category.
Well, there you have it. It's a conversation we had actually a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about the PSL Awards and how they categorized to say, do they need to be recategorized or maybe perhaps, put differently because they still speak of a midfielder. And then if in that case, where do you put a Ribeiro? where do you put an Allende and a Ribeiro and a Mujela and a Mufokeng? Because I'm thinking a Ribeiro, if he is in your teams, can still form part of the next part, which is the attackers in.
So I think also it's because strikers, when they say striker, they just think of the goal scorers. So I think now it should be classified as attackers. So attacking players should all form.
So a Shalulile forms same positioning as a Tembazwane then, in that they're all attackers. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much. I think there's a difference between your conventional midfielder and your attacking players. So Tembazwane is still borders. He's still considered a midfielder as well. He's just an attacking midfielder. But when I say attackers, I'm talking more your strikers and your wingers.
So Ribeiro and Mabasa are the same player?
Mabasa is very much, because Mabasa is an out-and-out striker. Ribeiro, for me, a lot of people say he's a midfielder. I don't see him as a midfielder at all. When Peter's not there, he plays almost as the 9. He's the highest man in the team. But if Peter's there, he's almost as a winger. He plays from wide, coming inside. So he's very much an attacking player.
Let's take a break.
The future with Regent Business School. Invest in your future success with our accredited MBAs, postgraduate diplomas, degrees and certificates. We're not just an institution, we're your partners. Our 21st century approach in teaching and learning offers education for today's fast-paced world that allows collaborating, engaging and conquering real-world challenges with 25 years experience in distance learning. Visit regent.ac.za. Mid-year registration now open.
And they're off! Bet 50 Rand or more on horse racing with Hollywood Bets, and you could win over 2 million Rand in prizes, including a brand new Golf GTI or an Amoda Elegance S. Bet now to race to the finish line. T's and C's apply.
Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counseling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
Delve into the intense personal journeys of individuals whose bad choices have led to severe consequences, where each episode unpacks these transformative stories told through raw, first-hand experiences of those who live them. It's a hard-hitting and emotional exploration of real-life struggles, showcasing the heavy price of redemption. Channel your best reality with My Secret Enemy, Mondays at 6 p.m. only on S3.
Podcast Friday on Sports Night Amplified with Ndile on Metro FM. Powered by SABC Sport.
Incoming news from one of our sources here in the show, one of our friends of the room is what I call him, Mickey Jr., who says the announcement that is coming tonight, Dr. Patrice Motsepe will be making that announcement, is that they've decided to hold the 2025 AFCON in Morocco from December 21, 2025 to January 18, 2026. So AFCON in 2025 will overlap into 2026 from the 21st of December till the 18th of January. Thoughts, Mark, if any?
I mean, it needs to be played. It's just when in the year it's going to be played.
Jeez,
this thing of playing a tournament in 2024 and calling it 2023, that thing must come to an end.
Well, clearly not, because look at where we are now. Yeah. Clearly not. Pro?
But Andy, I feel sorry for the players. Since now as a country we rely on the players that are coming from the same team as they are a core of the team, so it's going to be difficult for them because AFCON in December, then the Still Club World Cup that is coming up, so it's going to be a difficult one. But let's hope. Am I mixing dates? So it's going to be a long year. But at the end of the day, it's a World Cup year 2026, so the players must go and play AFCON as early as possible. Yeah.
The problem is that it disadvantages African players not to be signed by the elite teams. That's why you find the teams like Barcelona, Madrid, Man City, they don't sign African players because it's every 2 years.
Jeez, because imagine December in Europe.
Yeah, it's the busy season, and
that's Christmas break. That's champion making time.
Exactly. Maybe they need to consider it. Just drop it. It must be like other major European or South America, where like every 4 years, because the way it is, I always feel we enjoy watching it, but it disadvantages our players from playing in the best teams.
Yeah, let's get some of your voice notes and then perhaps take a call or two, and then we're out of here.
Drop us a voice note on 060 552 7303. Waking up, I'm too turned up.
Andile and the guys there in the studio. For the past 7-8 years, there's been an impression that every coach or player that signs with Chiefs is the beginning of the downfall of their career. You know, hopefully Nabi proves me wrong, and the fact that he brings his own technical team or staff, hopefully things will be done better. You know, from a Pirates fan, you know, when Chiefs is on form, you know, the league is interesting, and when Pirates is on form, the league is interesting as well. You know, so you can't be having a one-horse race, you know, all the time. So hopefully he gets it right, because I'm worried. Cheers.
Go for it, no, Mark.
Good evening, Andy.
Just hold on. I think Mark wanted to add something there.
No, I fully agree with that. I've always said, you know, Kaizer Chiefs and Orlando Pirates are two teams that you need them to be strong. And you don't want any coach coming in where he's got excuses. And so it's great that, you know, he's able to bring his own team. So we're not going to look and say, no, Buddy didn't, or whatever the case may be. He's given full reign now, and he'll be judged based on his results.
Yeah, I mean, from like I said, the breaking news, as far as what we know, he's coming. He signed a 2-year deal with an option to extend for one more season, and he is bringing in his own staff that he will be coming in with. Fernando da Cruz flies into South Africa, I think it's today or tomorrow, to prepare the ground and meet the team before the arrival of Nabi. The proposal was interesting. Tactically, we can change a lot of things, help the team to get back on top, is something that was a quote that came from his camp.
I wonder what is his mandate. I hope he's not to win the league. Maybe they mustn't be too hard just for him to be in the top 6, because if you look at the role that Sundowns are doing, it's going to be difficult to say Chiefs will win the league.
Orlando Pirates coach was here, and he said the gap. Timmy, you can correct me, because my memory does seem... He said the gap between them and Sundowns next season is going to be a thing of the past.
It's not telling the truth. It's still going to continue. Because I know why it's gonna continue. I always say this: Pirates now, they will start releasing. They'll start signing new players, releasing new players. By that time, they start chasing Sundowns. Sundowns will be 15 points ahead. Then, even if Sundowns dropped, no one will catch them. That's how they will win the league until maybe forever. I don't know.
Is this the same Nadim that is constantly saying Kaizer Chiefs is a big brand and they have to win?
No, they are. But
anyone that comes in is expected to win.
Yeah,
that's
but
what you've always preached.
But I'm not saying they will win the league. Even if Nabi comes next season, Nabi is not going to win the league. That's what I'm saying.
But he must win a cup.
But he must win something.
Yeah, but
the thing with even if win something, is already scored 2 trophies. It's going to be difficult even for him to win a trophy, because he's got only 2 trophies. He's not in the top 8. So it's a Black Label and Nedbank Cup. The league is gone already. Sundowns have taken it. So now it's only 2. It's limited to 2 trophies. So it's going to be difficult.
So he's not winning anything.
Of course.
And you okay with that? No, all I'm asking, are you okay with that?
Let's take one more voice.
No, I'm okay with Chiefs being in the top 3.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
But Andy, you know, if we are going to understand why players pulled out of the COSAFA squad because they want to impress their coaches and they want to have a good preseason for their clubs, we should then have the same energy when these players go overseas and they don't want to represent South Africa when we need them back home, while they are, you know, representing overseas teams. Thank you.
That's a good point. And he's caught me, because you know how I feel about that. Nadim, what do you think? He says, if we're saying that these players need to impress a new coach, they need to, Sundowns players might need to rest so they can't join COSAFA. No, man, actually, no. It's 2 different things.
No, it's not.
No, I mean...
It's a very good point.
COSAFA tournament versus an AFCON?
Why minimizing? It's represent. They're going to get caps, aren't they?
No.
Are you not going to get caps
for me, I think COSAFA should be changed to an under-23, because...
Thank you very much.
It doesn't... It's not like the home corner scratching his head. Why I'm not in the COSAFA squad?
He's actually crossing his fingers. Don't call me.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys,
so
you were all okay.
It must be a development.
You were all okay.
No, Lyle not wanting to go to AFCON.
No, guys.
Is different to, let's say, Emofuking doesn't want to go to...
No, but the COSAFA is... COSAFA, like, who won the COSAFA 5 years ago? You don't remember, because you don't... Actually, even you played football for many years. It's not COSAFA. You say... when you were not selected...
You guys are running away from the fact that you were all okay with the fact that these players chose to do duty for their clubs, and you had no argument about it. You were all okay with that 5 minutes ago. and now you want to change your tune. Please,
Yeah, no,
guys,
that's a
let's be
good point.
consistent.
Who's that voice note
That
from?
was a very, very good point.
That's a good point. That's
Everyone,
a good point.
I mean, the
I'll
reality.
tell you what, Mark. That's a good point. Let's save that voice note. We've got a topic and a conversation for Friday because I need to get it in my head as well. Pro, I don't want your opinions on this one there because we're going to go into it next week. That's a very good voice note. Thanks so much for coming through, Pro.
I know, but Andy, the only thing I wanted to say before I close, if Pirates, as much as they want to close the gap against Sundowns, but they don't mind to go at Magesi and drop 2 points.
Just like Amazulu.
I know. Wait, we're talking about Pirates.
Yeah, don't be fine.
He's out of here. Pro's out of here. The team's out of here. Mark is out of here. Lulo is in here. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
The color that you're wearing, like you look naked.
You always want to comment on this.
Because it's yellow.
Again,
you are yellow.
Once again, you get it for free.
No, I'm just saying the color. It matches your skin.
Yeah, okay.
So you look like you're wearing nude.
I'm naked, DJ.
Yeah, one. See,
DJ.
now you go there. Now you go there. How are you?
I'm cool.
Have a good week?
Yeah, it's quite a lazy week. I won't lie.
So
Yeah.
DJs also have an off season.
Yeah,
Do you have an off season
Yeah,
as a
I
DJ?
think winter's like.
Is that the off season? Yeah, I've never thought about it.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised. Like people come out to party. It's almost like they get lonely and they come out.
Yeah, because I mean, geez, you're at home. It's cold.
Yeah. Does that happen to you too?
No. I've got 4 kids.
Yeah, that.
There's no being
Never
lonely.
a lonely moment.
No, hey, hi, man. Yeah, mama, it's yeah. Oh, wow, so that's all there is there.
Yeah, what a life.
It is, man. Are you guys still giving away money?
Yes, it's the 5th week today. Yeah, we're giving away 5,000 right
5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Do you know what I could do with 5,000 right now?
What could you do?
Yo, my man.
You'd buy shares into Swallows?
No. Yeah. Bricks, yes, Tina Malin. Tina Nesamende, Baba. How do I win this money? How do I win? I want to get in it.
All right, we play you a clip, and then you send us a voice note after you've counted how many C's were in the clip. All courtesy of Extra Cold Castle Light.
C.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't know
All
the song
C's.
yet, no?
No, we don't know the clip yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all happening on audio, guys.
All right, guys. I'm going to be singing about car counting C's.
You're not allowed.
I'm going to be... I'm not part of Audio Kazim.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to pick somebody up. We'll call on their behalf.
All right.
The number, very simple. You might want to put it on your phone now so that when it's time to dial, you dial quickly. Is it number or text? Number.
No,
eh?
it's the voice note number,
Voice note.
060-552-7303.
We out of here. Thanks so much for being part of the team. From me and my entire team. Mark Olepara. Pela. Nanzomi.
The biggest commercial radio station in South Africa. We are going nowhere. We are here to stay. Let's go. We are here with you.